What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Austin, and if you guys are new to this channel, please feel free to smash the like button and the subscribe button down below. If I'm already over 400 subscribers, and this afternoon I will be simulating the 2-2 New York Giants versus the 1-3 Seattle Seahawks. And so, yeah, we're gonna jump right into the usual. We're gonna upgrade some guys and look at the rankings, and then from there we're gonna simulate this thing. So, yeah, and without further ado, we're gonna do this thing. So, yeah, let's do this thing. Let's go. It doesn't look like the Giants need an upgrade, so we're gonna go over to the Seahawks. Oh, and also, if you guys haven't seen my the first episode of the fantasy drafts I dropped on Thursday night, please make sure to check that out. It's a banger. That's all I'll tell you. Anyways, it looks like the Seahawks got some upgrades, so we're gonna do that now. And the only upgrade that the Seahawks will need will be PJ Walker, who will be in 65 overall. Alright. Alright, now for the rankings. The Giants didn't have the number 22 offensive league, and the Seahawks didn't have the number 32 on offensive league. Defensively, the Giants had the number 31 defensive league, and the Giants had the number 30 defensive league. So, yep. That's where we're at. Now we're gonna simulate this thing. So let me know in the chat or in the comments down below who you guys got me in this game and your score predictions as per usual. I will be checking those out. Okay. Alright, we're in. Let's go.
Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New York Giants.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they... Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Now, couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Seahawks set to go on offense here, and it is the Pro Bowler Geno Smith at quarterback, Charles, in his 12th NFL season.
I love his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Well, this defense for the Giants, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now it's Smith. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it'll bring up 3rd down. You talk about this Giant defense. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 45-yard punt and couple that with a loss on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense ready to go to work, and they'll do so behind Daniel Jones in his 6th season now out of Duke.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception, didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
Now Jones. Here's 2nd and 7. Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Block off of play action. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. And it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Singletary, they'll go off the middle. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line. Another good completion on the drive as the Giants have a 1st down. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Lock's throw taken in by Slayton. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 23 yards, the final tally.
But they've certainly not shied away from throwing the football as they've leaned on their quarterback to start this game. 4 straight passes right out of the gate, with that last one earning them a new set of downs.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Singletary. No signal, and now they say he did not get in. He is stonewalled at the 1. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Singletary again, and he is in. Touchdown, New York. Devin Singletary, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Giants get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end and come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt, turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. Seven 0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. Coming out of the end zone, D. Eskridge. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now, let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
A look at the numbers for Lockett from a week ago. 10 catches, 79 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8. The Seahawks at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Geno now to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now Smith, got a man, it's Brown. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two, wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second down and a yard. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. This now a 3rd and 4. Smith throwing again. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will stay at a 7-point game. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. We have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know, they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Boye Mafe make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing now is Locke. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Locke going to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. And that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Throwing now is Gino. Toward the sideline, intercepted. And the Giants are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So that now back-to-back drive CD that have ended with an interception.
I don't know about you, but I'd call my quarterback over, put an arm around him, and say, hey, take a look at the scoreboard. We're playing with a lead. Let's be smarter about what we're doing out there.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Here's third down and 4. Now Gino. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there. Getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. You talk about this giant defense. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
Smith's throw into the hands of Fan. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They'll try for the first with Walker. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw, Smith. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet, as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, Ray, seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
So another third down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Here's Smith. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Dexter Lawrence. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, 1st down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Straight ahead, Walker. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds Smith and Jigba. And he's going to be touchdown short of a first. And it's 4th down coming up.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Myers' kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The New York set to take the field. For this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 1st down, they stick with Singletary, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. 2nd and 6. As they've got it as we resume action. Now Locke. A throw right side caught by Neighbors. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Throw out wide is incomplete. 2nd and 10. They'll run a draw now with Singletary. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 33. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Touchdown! A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Gano for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. That time a 6-play drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st down, it's Smith. This is the tight end Fan.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards it.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Singletary. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Right back to Singletary on 2nd down. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 28. Here now, 3rd and a yard. In motion, Slayton. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Gano's kick is good, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So the fumble recovery had them set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Right now, they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Smith now to throw. This is Fant on the short completion. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 3rd and 4. A A shotgun snap for Smith. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Well, let's spotlight Devin Singletary as this offense comes back out. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
And you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. Evades the tackler and now some space to about the 40-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a 2nd and 6. They look to throw. It's Locke. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll give this to Singletary running right. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 58 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Block now on 1st down. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Locke. Looking for the end zone. And oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in. Block working out of the gun. We'll get this to Devin Singletary out of the backfield. And almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
Brandon, it certainly looked like they had that play defended well, but it still almost worked. Got it to the running back. He wound up getting really good yardage out of it. But it was 3rd and long, and they were able to rally and stop it before he could get to the marker.
So Jones off, Graham Gano on here for the New York Giants field goal. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So it was 4th and 1 down in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little surprised that that's how they decided to play it, that they didn't go for it there. But sometimes just take those 3 points and put them in your pocket. I just have one question for you, partner.
Okay.
Hip pocket or back pocket?
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. Sticking with Walker on second down. And he'll get a couple up to the 29. They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. Throwing is Smith. This is Fant on the short completion. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. The Seahawks on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 4. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Smith. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. On second down, here's Smith. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they got no chance to win this game.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. Left side complete to Lockett. They'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now out come the Giants. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's Locke to throw. A throw right side here going to be incomplete. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Oh, he shifts past him. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
The Smith throw into the hands of the receiver, Chenault. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. He hits his target, Lockett. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now it's Smith. This is caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Walker is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll try and run Walker, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Myers' kick is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Giants now going to take over late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the 2nd quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Throwing on first down is Locke. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Leonard Williams. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Tyrell Dodson, the one to bring him down.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll leave them with third and a full yard to go.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Singletary here running out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Jerome Baker there on the tackle. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now Jones. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing Jones. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you, 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away, tuck it away, because you've got to take care of the ball.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
Trying the left side with Walker. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Now Gino on 1st down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. And now Chenault on the end around. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. From the gun, here's Smith. Smith and Jigba with the grab.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Back to Walker on first down. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Here's 3rd and 6. Now Smith. They'll set up a screen to Charbonnet. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Smith. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have cut it back within a score. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Singletary to get the drive started. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. From the 33, here's 2nd down at 7. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Boye Mafe able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. To throw on 3rd down, Jones. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
They're just going to run a drive route here with their tight end. Let him get upfield about 10 yards and then move toward the middle of the field. This ball's right on target, and it results in a first down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Back to throw. Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both...
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Geno down to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
And try to atone for it here on this drive. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Meanwhile, Jones' throw complete there to Johnson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Jones. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Singletary trying the left side. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Now 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Jones. Catch made by Slayton. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 43. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. They'll run out of the gun with Singletary. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Jones. Over the middle, he completes it to Robinson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Back to throw. Jones. Here's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively. Jones now to throw on 2nd down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. Looking to throw. Jones. Busts through the tackle. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 1. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead now up to 14. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. And out now come the Seahawks. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now this one complete on the slant route. Certainly, those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. To throw is Smith. Going quickly there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Gino. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Off the play fake, Jones. Well, this will be caught. It's Isaiah Hodgins. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jonathan Hankins, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part. He's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Back to throw. Jones. And the pressure gets to him again. Leonard Williams picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's caught left side by Neighbors. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Off play action, Jones. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Looking to throw, Jones. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game. And the Seahawks Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this fourth quarter deficit. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. From the 50, it's Smith. This is Fant on the short completion. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. On the give, here's Charbonnet. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Smith on 3rd down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another 1st down. And a 2-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Giants are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 11. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. Jones on 1st down. Incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Jones. And as he throws and the ball is out, it's a live football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. Able to find the open man. That's complete. It's a big play for the Giants on 3rd down. 47 yards.
And this is seemingly how it's been all game long. This defense has been just a step too slow. And here they're burned again. Another big play.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. On the handoff, it's Singletary. Down to about the 22 here. 85 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From the 22, Jones. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. In motion, Slayton. Tracy going to get it on first down. He will push his way down to about the 14. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Looking to throw. Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 8 yards that time. Able to take off, and the result is a first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Back to throw. Jones able to get away. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Now it's Tracy. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, they'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Try to take this home, they'll run. And this time he is in. Yes. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Giants have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Gano now to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Smith on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Gino. They'll lock him with a grab over the middle. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Smith. Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On 1st and 10, Smith. This is Chenault on the receiving end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. On 1st down, Smith. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. Smith throwing again. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. They're going to hurry back to the line now. 3rd and long, it's Smith. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Here we go on 4th. Smith. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a Tyler Lockett touchdown. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hand team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. New York set to take the field. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
And they take a knee. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for the Jets, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Seattle, so long, everybody.
All right. So, Geno Smith won 38 for 52 with 341 passing yards and 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And his longest pass of the day was from 17 yards. Daniel Jones went 18 for 22 with 219 passing yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. And his longest pass of the day was from 47 yards. And Drew Lock went 9 for 16 with 156 passing yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And his longest pass of the day was from 33 yards. We got some rushing touchdowns as well. Tyrone Tracy Jr. Had three rushing attempts for 3 yards and a touchdown, and his longest run of the day was from 2 yards. And Derek Parrish had only one rushing attempts for a yard and a touchdown. And Devin Singletary had 22 carries for 85 yards and a touchdown, and his longest run of the day was from 12 yards. Tyler Lockett had 8 catches for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns, and his longest catch for the day was from 17 yards. And Theo Johnson had 6 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown, and his longest catch of the day was from 33 yards. Evan Neal allowed 3 sacks. Laken Tomlinson allowed 2 sacks. Charles Cross allowed a sack. Greg Van Roten allowed a sack. Jermaine Eloy Munor allowed a sack. Connor Williams allowed a sack. And John Feliciano allowed a sack. Bowie Muffy had 3 sacks. Dexter Lawrence the second had 3 sacks. Leonard Williams had 2 sacks. Jordan Phillips had a sack. Jonte Fowler had a sack, and Jonathan Hankins had a sack. And for kicking, Graham Gano had made 2 field goals, but he missed the other. And his longest field goal was from 44 yards. And Jason Myers had 2 field goals but he missed the other field goal. And his longest field goal was from 27 yards. For punting, Michael Dixon had 5 punts for 237 yards, and his longest punt of the day was from 52 yards. And Jamie Gillen had 2 punts for 76 yards, and his longest punt was from 48 yards. For kick returns, Tyrone Tracy Jr. had 4 returns for 102 yards, and his longest return of the day was from 30 yards. Dwayne Eskridge had 4 returns for 97 yards, and his longest return of the day was from 25 yards. And Darius Sane had 1 return for 2 yards. For punt returns, Tyler Lockett had 1 return for 10 yards, and Tyrone Tracy Jr. had 3 returns for 3 yards, and his longest return of the day was from 3 yards. And that is pretty much all the stats for this game, as the New York Giants defeat the Seattle Seahawks 34-20. A pretty fun game in Seattle this afternoon, or rather tonight. But yeah. All right, advance. And we got some upgrades here for the Seahawks. We got Byron Murphy, the second will be at 77 overall, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, who will be in 81 overall, and Charles Cross will be in 80 overall. So some really solid upgrades there for the Seahawks. Alright. And now we're going to head over to the Giants. And it looks like the Giants also got some upgrades. Alright, Malik Neighbors will be in 78 overall, and Evan Neal will be in 72 overall. Pretty solid upgrades there for the Giants. And the next game that will be simulating will be the Dallas and Cowboys versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, which will be happening later on tonight. So stay tuned for that. And yeah. And that will pretty much be all from this video. So thank you guys so much for tuning to this video. If you guys made it to this video, make sure you guys smash the like button, hit that subscribe button down below. If everyone's ready, we're on the road to 400 subscribers. And with that, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the night. And as always, stay awesome. Let's go.